Simply saying that life finds a way.
Alright guys, we got a very special review today. Today we're taking a look at the Jurassic Park 2009 G.I. Joe prototype. This figure never officially released, however he is quite common, I guess. It's hard to explain. Basically, this guy was supposed to release in 2009. Somehow a couple, like 100 got out when they weren't supposed to, and Hasbro even tried to like reclaim them. But that fell through, and now this guy is actually cheaper than the officially released Jurassic Park G.I. Joe figures that released in 2013. So it's a little bit interesting. Picked this guy up off of eBay. I just figured it'd be kind of fun, you know. That whole Scrap Davis that went up on eBay got me wanting some prototypes, and this is the only feasible one to own. But yeah, this is the G.I. Joe. He looks pretty cool, not going to lie. I've got him posed up with all his weapons right now. I paid $40 for this guy. He ranges from the like 20s incomplete to like the hundreds. Just depends on the seller. This guy I paid 40 bucks for. He's 100% complete. We'll take a closer look at him. He's got a pretty cool head sculpt. He kind of looks like John Cena, which may be why the figure got canceled, because it looked too much like him. But he's got this cool like butterfly tribal tattoo, and it continues on his arm as well. You know it's a Jurassic Park figure. He's got JP mark there and engine. It's the only way you'd be able to tell it's a Jurassic Park figure. Otherwise, it just looks like a G.I. Joe. But no, he looks pretty cool. He's got some nice detailing. He's got a lot of articulation because he is a G.I. Joe. He comes with some cool weapons. Comes with 3 different weapons, which is quite cool. But G.I. Joes tend to always come with a lot of accessories. We'll go ahead and take a look at those. We'll start with his gun, and we'll go over all the articulation. I'm just going to take off all the accessories. Get him posed back here, just kind of in a neutral, standing position. He looks very awkward without his weaponry. But here's his gun. I don't know what kind of gun this is supposed to be, but it is a light machine gun of some sorts. It's got paint on the belt as well, and the belt does feed through, which is cool. So you can shoot off all his bullets and then reload. You just stick it through here, like so. I kind of displayed in the middle like that. That way it looks like he's been firing, and it just kind of looks a little more uniform, I guess. It's a cool gun. Then he comes with a pickaxe of sorts. Fortnite moment right here. He got a pickaxe, you know. He can, I guess, pickaxe things. It looks more like a climbing pickaxe, to be honest. It's got a peg. Both of these weapons have a peg in the back where they can plug into his back. Then he comes with a mortar of some kind. I don't know why. And they've all got an interesting kind of sheen, like this prototype-y kind of sheen. But I feel like this is the final product that just managed to get out. His vest can come off. I'm not going to take it off, but it is available to come off. He's got really good articulation because he's a G.I. Joe. He's got more articulation than like the Hammond collection figures. So his head will move side to side, up and down. He's got movement at the elbows. They'll move up and down as well as out. Then he's got elbow articulation that can move backwards and forwards. He's got wrist swivels. He does not have the wrist pronation, but the wrists do. Oh no, he does. No, he doesn't. He's got wrist swivel, so I guess he does have less articulation. His waist will swivel. His knees and legs will move. Some really good movement out of there, and he's got an ankle swivel. He doesn't have any rockers. I guess people weren't putting rockers on action figures back in 2009. For a 2009 action figure, this dude has a ton of articulation. And it's a G.I. Joe, so it's pretty cool. He's got some like I said, the weapons can plug into his back. He can plug his machine gun in to his back, like so. He can hold everything pretty well. So he's ready to go fight some dinosaurs. People don't know exactly what this guy was supposed to come with, because he just kind of released on his own. People think he was supposed to come with the Bull T-Rex that came out, but instead we got a repaint of the military general in that. I feel like what probably happened is these guys were all ready to go, and then they changed it last minute to something cheaper, and then they had all of these just kind of sitting around, and they somehow got out. And I mean, more and more prototypes are showing up. We got Scrap Davis on there. Franklin started to show up. I won't ever be able to afford either of those unless Franklin, like a ton of Franklin gets out. But it is cool to own at least one Jurassic Park prototype. And this G.I. Joe is definitely cool. We're going to go ahead and do some comparisons with this guy. We're just going to mainly do human figure comparisons, but let's get into that. It may not exactly be apparent how big this dude is, but we're going to go ahead and grab my other G.I. Joe. I actually have one of the other Jurassic Park G.I. Joes. There's 3 total. I only have one of them. This is Gunnar Gordon here from 2013. I've had this one since he was a kid, and he's been through a lot. I managed to keep his gun, but I lost his bipod and belt just through the years. He doesn't stand all that well, just because like his legs got loose. This figure is worth a bunch of money for some reason. I was looking on eBay. He's worth like 100 something, 160. I've seen him go for like 160 in worse condition than mine, but he's a lot shorter than our mercenary here, or unnamed mercenary. But this is like your average size G.I. Joe. This guy's a lot bigger. This guy's a lot smaller. It's a little odd. He's almost, in a way, Kenner size, which I have grabbed. This is the Lost World Jurassic Park Nick Van Owen. This is the retool-ish. His gun keeps falling out. Nick Van Owen. So here is the Lost World Jurassic Park Nick Van Owen. This is the production change. Halfway through the Lost World Jurassic Park toy line, they did a production change where they changed the head sculpts on some of the figures to make them look more like the actors. So this looks more Vince Vaughn-y, but he's almost as tall as a Kenner figure. So that's cool, and this is one of my favorites. So moving him aside, then we've got a Hasbro figure. This is a Jurassic Park 3 action figure. This is Alan Grant from the Motorcycle Pursuit set. I don't have the motorcycle or the Velociraptor, I just have Alan Grant. But they're about the same size. These Hasbro figures are kind of awful, but I have a soft spot for them. I have every one of them, so that's cool. And then last, we got one of Mattel's figures. This is the Hammond Collection Ian Malcolm. And that's how they look next to each other. So it's very cool to have this Jurassic Park G.I. Joe prototype. Like I said, it's not very rare. It's just kind of cool to have. He definitely will look cool on my shelf with my other Jurassic Park G.I. Joe. I have Gunnar Gordon and the Pachyrhinosaurus. I don't have the Allosaurus. My cousin actually got that for Christmas, and he still has the Allosaurus, but he doesn't have the G.I. Joe anymore. But, you know, it's all good. I can spend the $170 to $200 to get those figures one day. But, this is the G.I. Joe, unnamed mercenary prototype, John Cena looking guy. So if you have enjoyed, make sure you like, comment, subscribe.